Hey friends, welcome back. It's me, Amber, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing overcoming betrayal. This is kind of going to be more like a chit chat, girl talk kind of thing. That's the approach I want to take. I just want to come off more like you're talking to a friend. I'm just here to help those of you who have been betrayed by someone, and hopefully this video really gives you some clarity, it gives you some direction, and hopefully it gives you some comfort too. And I know that there are a lot of new people here, a lot of new subscribers, and I just want to say a warm thank you to you. I don't know if that made any sense at all. What is a warm thank you? I want to just say thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for supporting my channel. I'm just so blessed and I am amazed at what's happening here. I am fresh off of the Daniel fast. I did it last week and it was amazing. I will say that I did miss meat and I definitely miss sugar. I definitely had a nice iced coffee this morning, and I actually tried something new. Recently a friend of mine was like, Amber, do you drink coffee concentrate? And I was like, no, actually I lied. That's not how the conversation went. She kind of more so slid into my DMs and was like, yo, if you like iced coffee, you need to consider trying a coffee concentrate because you just get more out of your money with it. So I found out about Java Coffee and decided to give it a try. You take about 1 to 2 tablespoons of the coffee concentrate and you pour it into your favorite liquid. I did the 1 to 2 tablespoons at first, but then I needed to add more. And stir it around with some ice, and then you can top it off with your favorite creamer. And it was really good. I did mine with almond milk and I just liked how creamy it turned out. If you like coffee concentrate or you haven't tried it yet but you want to, I have a link below in the description box for 20% off of your purchase. So make sure that you check that out. Let's go ahead. Let's get into today's video because I have a lot to say. When I was preparing to do this video, I was like, have I ever been betrayed before? And when I think about betrayal, I think about when somebody cheats on their partner, or maybe a woman doesn't know that her husband has like a whole other family. Just like heavy things like that. And I was talking to my husband and he was like, no, like betrayal can look like a lot of different things. And so after we had a conversation, I was like, man, like I've actually been betrayed a lot of times in my life, more than I like to think or say that I have been. And I think that I'm still in the process of recovering from those experiences. I titled this video Overcoming Betrayal because I feel like right now in this moment, in this season of my life, I am still in the process of overcoming. I did not title this video How to Overcome because I'm not on the other side. I look at my mindset and I think in the bottom of my heart, I'm not saying this is good either. This is just me being very transparent. I think at the bottom of my heart, everybody's up to something. I guess you could say I'm paranoid, but whenever you have had people turn their back on you in your life or pretend to be someone they're not, or you think that this is a friend and it's not a friend, it can make you like that. I feel like a lot of people would agree with that. So I've had betrayal happen in the workplace. I've gone to a manager to address something about an employee. Maybe I went to a manager about another manager, and what did they do? They told that person and they kikied about it. I've had people who I thought were my friends and talk behind my back and conspire against me. I have definitely dealt with pastors or faith leaders I really looked up to and admired, only to find out that they could care less about me, that I was just a warm body to them, and that really hurt a lot. That was probably one of the more painful experiences that I had. And this is the thing, whenever people betray you, it makes you subconsciously, you start to think less of yourself, because when it keeps happening, you start to think there's something wrong with you. Maybe I'm just not a likable person. Maybe I think everybody else is crazy. Maybe I'm the one who's crazy. It makes you distrust people. It makes you just fragile. I feel like I'm already a sensitive person, but because of my experiences, I'm definitely more sensitive and not as trusting. Betrayal led me into isolation. And the thing is, I was comfortable with it. I didn't want to go back to being around people. You know, I was okay with surface relationships with people. I find myself observing people, just being, I'm already a cautious person, but I would say now I'm even more cautious. I extend a lot of grace and forgiveness, but I can see like the after effects of my experiences show up though in my everyday life. I'm just skeptical naturally, and I'm just always like, I don't know. But I do want to share 5 things that I've done to help me get into a better place. Some of you might be like, it sounds like you're still not there yet. This is just something that I have not put a lot of energy into and really reflected on until today. The first thing I did in each situation, you've probably done the same thing, is you self-assess. I think self-assessment is crucial because you have to ask yourself, how did I get here in the first place? What red flags did I miss? What was I not paying attention to? For me, I definitely led with naivety and just being too trusting of people. I hope naivety is a word. Did I even say that right? What I'm trying to say is that I was way too naive, and I just let people in way too quickly. I don't know, I thought because, oh, I'm a nice person, I'm kind, I'm not problematic, like people are going to like me, they're going to take to me, I'll be okay. And that was not the situation, that was not the case. You also have to ask yourself when you're like assessing, did I do anything to hurt this person? Are they reacting out of something I might have done or something that I said? As much as I can come on right now and talk about who did what to me, how it hurt me, I'm not going to sit here and play the victim. I realize that I too have done things to hurt other people. I realized that in an effort to be a peacemaker, I started to use silence as a crutch. There are times when I should have spoken up. I should have spoken up for, you know, a friend or a family member or a colleague. I should have spoken up and defended that person in their absence. I should have been the one to say, okay, we're not going to have this conversation. They're not here. They can't defend themselves. And unless you're going to go to them and talk to them about it, you really shouldn't be talking about this at all. But a lot of times I try to take the easy road out, and I try to be ambiguous, and I feel like I've caused more damage because of that. Some of you may say, well, Amber, just because you're quiet doesn't mean you betrayed the person. Well, yes and no. I think that because I am a friend, or pretty much if I have a significant meaning in a person's life, that means that they trust me. And I feel like betrayal is when someone's trust for you is broken, or you break someone's trust, however to say that. There are times when I did not speak up. I think a defense mechanism of mine is laughter. And anytime I start to feel out of place, nervous, awkward, whatever, I just kind of laugh. And there's times when I have laughed at the wrong time. Some things are above my control, but even if I did laugh, I should have said, guys, that was so inappropriate, my bad. This is what I do when I feel uneasy. Like, I should have said something. There are just things I've done to hurt other people. I just acknowledge that. There are people I look back in my life and I'm like, man, I dropped the ball there. I dropped the ball with that person. If they can't stand me today, they have every reason not to. Something else that I've done is just, I slow down with people. I take my time with people. I'm not in a rush. To me, friend is a very strong word, and it takes a while to become someone's friend. Just because I go out and have lunch with you or coffee whatever. That doesn't mean we're friends. I know my friends, and a lot of my friends aren't even my age. They're older than I am. But I just take my time with people now, because sometimes that's how we get hurt. Some of us, like myself, are or were too gullible and too trusting of people, and that gave them the access and the opportunity to play us how they did. But make people have to put in an effort to get to know you. You don't need to tell everybody about yourself in one conversation. When I meet people and I just met them and they start telling me, their life story and what they went through and how hard their life is, I am very cautious of those people. And a lot of times I'm like, well, baby, this is why you keep getting played, because I just met you. You don't know me. I could be a manipulative, conniving, vindictive narcissist, and you're showing me all your cards. And now, because I know your cards, I can play with you. But that's not wise of us. Take your time. There's this proverb in the book of Proverbs, and it's in chapter 4, verse 23, and it says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. You need to guard your heart in every situation with every person until you really know what's up. Like, people should not just have access to you, and you have to guard your heart, because that is the core to who you are, and not everybody deserves to know you. So you have to be guarded. And I'm not saying be cold and standoffish to people, but what I am saying is, you just need to kind of watch people. Take your time. Don't rush into things, because you don't know people. People show you what they want you to see, and so you just have to be careful with that. And to follow that up, something I do now, like every single day, I am praying for God's wisdom and protection over me. I am praying that God gives me more wisdom and more insight every day. More wisdom and more discernment. I need to know what's up when I'm in situations or dealing with people, especially people that I don't know. There's a saying that when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. I would challenge that and say, when God shows you who a person is, believe him. We like to lean on our own understanding. We like to think we know what's best for us. And the Holy Spirit does speak to us and warn us, but a lot of times we do what we want to do because the heart wants what it wants. And then we find ourselves in some jacked up situations, and we're like, man, if I would have just listened to God and did what he said, I would not be here. That's my encouragement to you. Listen to the Holy Spirit when he speaks. Some of you, God told you that man had issues. He told you that man was toxic, but you thought he was just so fine that you could not help yourself. And now you have this hurt in your heart and this pain that could have been avoided. Some of us had that friend in our lives, that quote unquote friend or sister, and they turned out to be crazy. They turned out to be a very toxic person in our lives. And for some of us, we are still dealing with the ramifications of that. How many of y'all have had someone, like a friend in your life who was, going through something hard, going through something tough, and you decided to reach out and help them? And you did something that you look back and you just shake your head at it, but you did something to the extreme of signing a loan for them. Maybe you put yourself down as a guarantor or whatever for them to take out a car loan or help them pay their rent. And then they turn out to be a hot mess. And that took down your credit. That messed up, future plans for yours. You had to sacrifice different things because you were no longer in the position to pursue those things. It happens. I've never been through that, but I've seen it happen with other people. This is why we have to follow wisdom. The fourth thing I want to encourage you to do is to keep showing up. Show up. And what I mean by that is do not allow these experiences to change who you are. Some of us do need to change for the better, but what I'm saying is don't let it change you for the worst. There are people who have been through some traumatic and painful situations, and because of what they endured, it just shifted them. Like, it totally altered their personality, their behaviors, whatever. You don't even know who you're looking at anymore. That's the power of betrayal. That is the heaviness of things like this. I went through something that really shook me up. It was someone I was trying to befriend. That's not a word either, is it? Someone I was trying to befriend, someone I was trying to befriend. Anyways, somebody I was trying to be friends with. And this person, you know, they had some spiritual stuff going on. I won't go into detail, but they had some spiritual stuff going on, and the Holy Spirit showed it to me clear as day. And I remember being a little shaken up. And I told my mom, look, this makes me, because some of y'all, a lot of you actually don't know me in real life, but I'm a very hospitable, welcoming person. I like everybody to have a sense of belonging. That really matters to me. That's why building a community here on YouTube is so important to me, because I like for people to have a place where they feel like they belong. And I'm that way because I know how it feels to be outcasted. I hate that. I really do. So if I see somebody is in need of friends or whatever, like, I'm there. But this situation shook me up, and I told my mom, I am never, like, I'm sorry, I'm done giving out my phone number to people. I am done with all of that. Like, I'm just done. But my mom told me, Amber, unfortunately this happened and it's messed up, but unfortunately, like, it's going to continue to happen. There's always going to be people who come along and, you know, you think that they're one way, but they turn out to be something else. Or there's people who come along who you think have your best interests at heart, but they really don't. But she said, despite that, do not let that change who you are. Don't let that change your personality. You keep showing up for people. You keep putting yourself out there. Do not allow the enemy to shut down who you are and allow fear to take over your life. No, you continue to walk with God, continue to let God use you, and trust that the Holy Spirit will protect you every step of the way, like He did in this situation. Because the Holy Spirit did. He showed me very early on, this is not it. Pray for her, but you need to step away. Pray for her, but step away. Right? And so I want to encourage y'all with that. If you are a naturally bubbly, happy-go-lucky person, you continue to do that. You know, you continue to be you. All these things that I am sharing with you right now, you know, these are things that we have to look at collectively. These are things that I'm not saying do a little bit of this or a little bit of that, don't do that. No, keep being you. Just apply wisdom. Keep being you, but apply wisdom. This next thing I'm going to say I personally need to follow, that is self-care. Self-care. Don't be hard on yourself for this situation, okay? You need to probably forgive that person, and maybe somewhere in there you need to forgive yourself, but don't hold on to shame and guilt. You have to let it go. You have to let it go. Now, if you played a role, you should definitely reach out to the person, and you need to handle your business. You need to drop the pride, humble yourself, and say, hey, I'm aware of what I did. I'm sure it made you feel a variety of negative emotions, but I want to apologize. I want to say that I am sorry. That is self-care. Why? Because by healing another person, you're healing yourself. You know, we have to take responsibility, and we have to take ownership for our mistakes and the things that we do. There's a lot of people who I know I've hurt, and when I look at it, It's because I was hurt myself. I was hurting other people because I was hurt. I enjoyed talking about other people because I didn't like myself. I wanted validation so bad that it's like I was willing to do anything for it. So if you need to handle some business with somebody, do that. And once again, ask God to help you. Ask Him to show you the best way to do that. I know for me personally, I plan to start therapy again soon. Because like I was telling y'all before, I'm still overcoming this and I don't want it to have power in my life anymore. I don't want it to rule me. I want to be able to be around people and genuinely enjoy them and not be figuring out what they really think of me or what they're trying to do. That is unhealthy. I don't want to continue to live that way. I want to be a normal, breathing, and healthy person. Whatever normal means, I don't really know, but y'all get what I'm saying. I want to have a healthy mind so that I can have, let me start over. I want to have a healthy mind so I can be a healthy person and have healthy relationships. And the last thing I want you to do is I want you to share experiences. Share the experiences that you've had with other people. Doing this video right now is just so therapeutic. It's not scripted at all. I mean, I wrote down my little 5 notes I wanted to, or 5 points I wanted to share with y'all, but you know, there's something refreshing about telling on myself and just putting myself out there with my problems and letting people know about vulnerable times in my life and showing people that I've been through something too. So for some of you, you've been through something that was much worse than me, but at the same time, we still have those same emotions we have to deal with and process. And I feel like every experience we go through in life can help someone else. And so if you've been through something, share that. It might start out small, like journaling about it, praying about it, but at some point, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Say, hey, you know, I really felt played in this situation. Or, hey, I was played in this situation. Maybe you were that person that signed on a loan for somebody. You know, you might be talking to somebody, a complete stranger even, and they might say, oh, I'm about to sign this loan for a friend. You need to speak up and say, look, don't do it. I did it, and I am still trying to clean up my life from that. Don't do it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope that this video was able to add some value to your life. I needed this, honestly. I needed this for myself, and I just want to be better, y'all. I really do. I want you to be better too. If you're in the process of overcoming betrayal and this video was helpful, please comment below. I would love to hear from you all. Y'all even might want to share your experience. If you feel comfortable doing that, do it, because I don't know, I kind of want to hear y'all stories, to be honest. But maybe other people want to hear it too, and that can actually be the last point I made about sharing your experiences. Also, be sure to subscribe if you have not already. I would love that. I am almost to 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited. I really want to do a giveaway. And I am just so thankful for each and every person who has journeyed with me, the people who are gonna come. So again, thank y'all so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It's going to help with the algorithm, so just a simple thumbs up would be great. And make sure to share this with a friend. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.